called a burro's tail. And it's the same cultural requirements as a jade plant.
Okay.
It's just essentially hanging. We are the flower department at Don Aromas, and we sell cut flowers. We do arrangements, we do design work, we do phenomenal plant advice here, and we give really friendly service, and that's what we do. Enjoy yourself, take a look around. If you need to stop us, any of us will be happy. We really serve the community in many different ways. But part of it is just having our palette of flowers, which we're very proud of, and we work incredibly hard to maintain and to also procure. When you're talking about visual things or artistic things in general, no matter whether we're talking about dance or we're talking about sculpture or painting, we're talking about form, we're talking about color, and all the principles that apply to those disciplines apply to our discipline of arranging flowers. Essentially, we're taking things from nature without roots, and we're restructuring and turning them into our own creations. And sometimes we have people who have very specific feelings about what they want, and they want to hand pick each flower or want to hear about each flower. Then there are people who just say, you know, it's our artistry, just make it spring, cheer me up. And you know, that's what we do. We cheer people up, and that's a great honor as well as a huge responsibility.
They see a flower truck come up and they just get all excited, and girls at the bank, they all look at me to see who's going to get the flowers, and I just, you know, I enjoy it. I really do. I like to see the looks in their faces when I bring up, you know, up to the door and stuff.
Mother's Day week will be my 11th year. I believe Mariko was here prior, but we both started back here 11 years ago on the same week.
They haven't fired us yet
for a while. We're still here.
Couldn't get a job at the butcher shop, so it seemed like a reasonable.
I grew up, my grandmother was a botanist, and I just grew up, she would do the planting, I would cut them. I'm sure she didn't like that in her garden, but I just grew up with it. I loved it, but it's just very relaxing to me, and I love the smell of dirt, believe it or not.
It must be a plant person thing. There is a
You know
smell.
what I mean?
There's a smell of a well-kept, happy greenhouse, and I know that sounds like a bizarre and ethereal thing, but it's true.
My parents owned and operated a small greenhouse in the Carolinas, so I developed a love of plants starting there, and it's just always kind of been a passion since then. So when I had the opportunity to come on with Don Aromas and Mariko, who has been my mentor over the years, it just stuck. It stuck.
It's really kind of a labor of love to just have a year-round business so that when it's somebody's birthday, you have the ability to come in and buy a bunch of tulips. In terms of plant people, you need to realize that there's somebody that's willing to help you when there's a problem or when something needs to be repotted. That's what we're here to encourage and to share our passions. And we're also very different, our group at Don Aromas, that there are many different types of plant loaves here. If you look at this as a product, yes, you can go to a grocery store, it might be more convenient, but buying from us gives us a job. It gives us a very focused job in terms of my ability to buy, for us to design and have our designers working hard trying to create things that are individual or different containers, different things that we work with. Obviously our palette is huge. And also there's the idea that we know a lot more about flowers on a human level, and I think that's a really important part. And a lot of that has to do with experience, which is not something that you can get other than in a specialized place like Don Aromas. You know, we want to not only educate, but we also want to have the largest palette so that we can interpret those flowers in a very beautiful style that's different. But it's just a different look, it's a different feeling, it's a different concept that you could have that might change your interior. So it's just like clothing, it's an accessory. And you know, for less than $15, you can have a vase of some springtime, and it's really just a little bit of hope on your table, and I think that's something that people make in their budget.